The students in Northeast Philadelphia will have to make the most adjustments in these Route 400 series operate in Northeast Philadelphia.
Colin Foley, SEPTA's deputy planning officer, says signs are going up along affected routes.
As soon as next week, our staff will be going out and placing temporary signage at any bus stop that would be impacted.
Foley says best and worst case schedule should be posted on SEPTA's website by early August. Mike DiNardo, K1 News Radio, 103.9 FM.
4:02, we'll look at traffic and weather on the tubes. Helen Estini in the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center.
There's still an awful lot of heavy traffic out there on 95 southbound because of the overturned vehicle that they're trying to get cleared out of the way. It's after the Commodore Ferry Bridge on the right. The backup starts all the way back at Ridley Park with that. Next big trouble on the Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound traffic jams up before Fort Washington all the way out to just before Mid-County. There is a broken down tractor trailer that is in the left lane. We appreciate all the calls we're getting on that. Eastbound Turnpike it is jammed up at Mid-County, and of course people will start looking at that tractor trailer. Heavy traffic up and down the Schuylkill Expressway, but here is the worst of it. Eastbound starting before Belmont, going out to the Vine Street Expressway. Westbound is slow from University to the Vine. Anybody getting on the eastbound Vine Street Expressway from the Schuylkill, there is a bit of a backup because of a broken down vehicle that actually we believe became a crash after that. Southbound 95 is slow from Coppin down to Allegheny. The northbound delays in that area aren't too bad. Some slow traffic northbound up near Broad Street, that's true. Heavy traffic going across the Walt Whitman Bridge into New Jersey when you're off the bridge. It does stay rather heavy down to 295. 295 is slow southbound from the White Horse Pike down to the approach of 42. And now we're seeing a delay on 42 northbound as you approach the 55 on-ramp. The Jersey Turnpike not really seeing any trouble. The Atlantic City Expressway, everything is looking good at the moment. And our bridges, we talked about the Walt Whitman into New Jersey being a little bit slow, but otherwise, our bridges are actually in really good shape. 422 westbound, some slow traffic from Trooper out to the Oaks area. The broken down vehicle that was westbound out near Saratoga, not seeing that now. And things are looking pretty good on the 30 bypass. Mass transit, no major problems. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement 24-hour Traffic Center. Famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. I'm Stevie Reese.
Stevie, thank you.
Depend on KYW News Radio for up-to-the-minute weather information. Sponsored by Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup.
Flood watch in effect till 3 a.m. for our area, and we're expecting some more stormy weather tonight and weather to watch for tomorrow. AccuWeather's Jason Caterina has plenty to talk about. He joins us live.
Hey, Michelle. Well, Stevie was just talking about the bridges. The Jersey side of the Ben Franklin and the Walt Whitman are both getting some very heavy rain. So if you're headed eastbound out of Philly, do expect to run into some very heavy rain all around Haddon Township up to Camden, Collinswood, and then out toward Pennsylvania. So do be aware of that. There are some heavier storms off to our northwest and far off to our west. There is the chance we could find a little bit of action heading through the rest of the night here. So like you said, a flood watch in effect through late tonight. Also got a heat advisory in effect tomorrow throughout the day. Cloudy, very humid, a heavy thunderstorm tonight that could produce some flooding downpours and localized damaging wind gusts, the low down to 75. On Thursday, hot and humid, clouds and sun, an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 93. Going to feel like it's 100 or better with the heat index. Thunderstorm around during the evening for Thursday night, otherwise mainly clear. Warm and very humid, the low only 76. Partly sunny, less humid Friday afternoon for a little bit, the high 89. More humid Saturday, partly sunny, the high up to 90. A humid day Sunday, overcast, but a couple showers in the thunderstorm, the high 89. Plenty of sunshine Monday, less humid, the high of 85 on Monday.
Well, thank you so much. Right now it's a partly sunny 88. Stay weather aware tonight. FBI agents raided 2 buildings in West Philadelphia connected to a motorcycle group early this morning. Authorities broke down the doors of the Wheels of Soul Motorcycle Club. That's 61st and Market Street, and searched inside. It's not clear what they were looking for. The Wheels of Soul was founded back in 1967. It is predominantly a black riders group, which has several chapter groups throughout the country. One of the doors broken into this morning is painted black with white lettering, quote, "Death to KKK." Authorities say the raid was part of an investigation into a shooting at a bar in Virginia. The prosecutors have issued a response to the defense's request to suppress certain evidence in the death of hockey star Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew last summer. With the update, KYW South Jersey reporter Mike Doherty.
In the moments after Sean Higgins allegedly struck and killed Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau while they were riding their bikes in Salem County last August, Higgins spoke with officers on the scene about what happened and said he had been drinking beer prior to hitting the brothers. Defense attorneys say these statements should be excluded from evidence at trial because Higgins was not read his Miranda rights prior to speaking with officers on the scene. Prosecutors say these statements were made as part of a traffic stop and that Higgins was not being officially detained yet, so Miranda rights wouldn't apply in that situation. Prosecutors say officers did read Higgins' rights once he was formally taken into custody, and he signed the Miranda card acknowledging his rights were read. He then proceeded to keep speaking with police after his arrest. Prosecutors say Higgins wasn't tricked, pressured, or coerced into speaking with police. A judge will hear these arguments at a pretrial hearing on August 21st. At the South Jersey Bureau, Mike Doherty, KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker today provided more details on the city's agreement with its white-collar workers union, District Council 47. KYW City Hall Bureau Chief Pat Loeb.
Mayor Parker said the 3-year contract with 8.5% in raises and a $1,250 signing bonus was the middle ground between two goals.
I have always sought to balance valuing the men and women of District Council 47 and protecting the fiscal stability of the city.
She said the deal includes an increase in the city's obligation to members' health care, and Chief Negotiator Sinceri Harris said it includes a more favorable rate for longevity pay.
So that rewards the workers who stay here 5, 10, 15 years. We are investing in them.
DC 47 did not respond to requests for comment. The city says the total cost of the package is $92 million over 5 years, which, with the DC 33 settlement, leaves about $340 million in the Labor Reserve Fund to pay for contracts with police and fire. The FOP is currently in arbitration. Firefighters expect to begin arbitration in September. Pat Loeb, KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
A New Jersey man who was struck by lightning while playing golf last week with his father has died. Officials say 28-year-old Simon Mariani was on the 15th hole of the Ballywind course in North Jersey last Tuesday afternoon when he was suddenly struck by a bolt of lightning. He was airlifted to the hospital where he passed away Monday. Witnesses say there was never a warning about lightning from course managers. They claim that horns to get off the course were not blown until after police came. The golf course says warning horns were sounded as soon as the weather was deemed unsafe. Well, the Sun and Air Tracker now sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. The UV index is moderate. That could result in sunburn in 30 minutes. Air quality is moderate. Sensitive groups may experience symptoms from being outside for an extended period of time. Jam traffic on the Blue Route. This is both ways near 95. We'll take a look at that with Stevie.
Working from home? Stay informed. Just ask your smart speaker to play KYW News Radio.
Are you 40 years old in great health and want life insurance coverage with no exam and instant coverage options? Big Lou can do that. Are you 50 to 60 with health issues and still want life insurance coverage with no exam needed? Big Lou can do that. Are you on meds for anxiety, sleep apnea, diabetes, or other health glitches and just want the best rate possible without a lot of hassles? Big Lou can do that. To find the most affordable term life coverage options for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. Big Lou does term life insurance better than anyone else on the radio, and he may be able to get you $1 million to $4 million of term life coverage with no exam. For the best term life insurance deals on earth, call Big Lou at 800-200-1966. 800-200-1966. Remember, Big Lou is like you. Once a week, he can do that too. Call 800-200-1966.
And it looks like we have crossed into Camden County. Yep, y'all better get over. I certainly would like to see that third lane be extended all the way to 42. It certainly would be a big help, especially this time of the year.
Michelle, the accident that was out there on southbound 95, it's gone. That was down near the Blue Route where the delay started. It's still heavy, Ridley Park down at the Blue Route, but it was the accident was down near Commodore Berry Bridge. It really jammed up though on the Blue Route, both directions, north of 95, especially southbound. You're going to see the worst of it from the Route 1 Media bypass down to 95. Rain did come through the area that caused us part of that, and then just it's that time of day for all that volume to build up. The rest of 95, well, northbound up near the Broad Street exit is slow. Also northbound up near the Betsy Ross Bridge. The southbound jam up on 95 from Cotman down to Allegheny, and that definitely got a little more intense. The Schuylkill West, University to the Vine. Schuylkill East, got a heavy traffic going through the Conshohocken Curve, and then also from Montgomery down to the Vine earlier. Crash that was near the Vine is gone, so don't worry about that one. Ooh, this one's still not good. Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound traffic is jammed up for several miles before you get to Fort Washington out to just before Mid-County. Broken down tractor trailer that's in the left lane. Eastbound got a lot of heavy traffic before you get to Mid-County too, but that is just unfortunately a typical delay. There was a bad accident on Street Road out near Gravel Hill Road, Upper Southampton. Looks like you may still have some closures through there, but it is really jammed up on Gravel Hill Road on 2nd Street Pike too, trying to get through that area. Lots of people drop down to County Line Road too to get away from that. In New Jersey, 42, 55, and 295, nothing terrible. But we've been seeing rain come through the area. That's going to slow you down too, especially coming off the Waltham Bridge. We see 130 southbound or Crescent Boulevard headed down toward Haddon Ave is extra slow right now as well. Mass transit, we're not hearing of any serious problems. Looking for your next Chevy, visit Hessert Chevrolet in Philadelphia and Cherry Hill. With over 400 vehicles in stock, they've got your perfect ride. Start your journey now at HessertChevyCH.com. Together, let's drive. I'm Stevie Reese.
Thank you. Look at the forecast sponsored by NJM Insurance. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina.
There's a flood watch in effect through late tonight, then a heat advisory in effect all day Thursday. Tonight, cloudy, very humid with a heavy thunderstorm that could produce some flooding downpours and localized damaging wind gusts. The low only down to 75. Hot and humid Thursday with a mix of clouds and sun. That afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 93. Still a thunderstorm around on Thursday evening, otherwise mainly clear, warm, and very humid. The low only down to 76. Friday, partly sunny, less humid in the afternoon, but quite warm. A high up to 89. Saturday, partly sunny, more humid in the afternoon. The high 90. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina.
Right now, 88, and stay weather aware tonight.
A single cloud can weigh 550 pounds. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. It seems unbelievable, but it's all true. No jingles or mascots, just straight insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Quick check on Wall Street. The Dow closing up 231.5. NASDAQ closing up 52.69. S&P 500 closing up 19.94.
KYW News Radio 103.9 FM is always live on the free Odyssey app.
Three things to know about what's happening on Capitol Hill at 4:15. Sponsored by Oliver Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. The drama continues to swirl on the Hill about the Epstein files. Are there changes coming to the top leadership of the FBI? And the Trump administration is cutting funding to NPR and PBS, and that is having a reported ripple effect. I'm Michelle Torm. We have Dan Mike at the editor's desk with Elizabeth Harris and Greg Glenn joining us live from Capitol Hill as he does each week at the same time. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, good afternoon. Let's start with the Epstein files.
Yeah, the president's trying to extinguish this fire, this controversy, Michelle, but he just seems to be inflaming it today, saying his own supporters are wasting their time talking about Jeffrey Epstein. That's just not how it's landing with some of Trump's most powerful and vocal supporters. House Speaker Mike Johnson said there needs to be more transparency from the administration about Epstein's death and his alleged list of would-be powerful people with whom he conspired. But also, Lara Trump has said as much. Multiple members of the blogosphere, the podcast world, who have enormous audiences of Trump supporters, he has not been able to corral this, and there's no indication he will anytime soon.
And Scott, will there be changes to the top leadership of the FBI?
No, it's a good question, and one that is really defining the week here in Washington. Will somebody be forced to leave or choose to leave because there's an unsettled Jeffrey Epstein controversy going on? The U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi got a statement of support today from Trump, even though she is empowered to release more Epstein information, says we don't need to do so. I asked Bondi yesterday if she expects to be around for a long time, and she says she'll be here as long as the president will have her. And she gave her statement of support to the FBI Director Kash Patel, who's facing the same scrutiny.
And Trump administration cuts to PBS and NPR. I know your colleagues at CBS News are reporting on the significant impacts it's having in some communities.
Yeah, there's so many areas. You get further away from major cities and major suburbs where the only source for local information, emergency information, news, is coming from public broadcasting. You know, PBS, the longtime home of Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers, and National Public Radio, the home of many news outlets, they are poised to be defunded, to lose some of their federal support. The president alleges that they are biased politically. The PBS and NPR folks would disagree vehemently. But the Congress is set
17 miles to Philly.
The amount of money for those organizations. Expect to see services cut in communities nationwide.
Right, CBS News congressional correspondent Scott McFarland. Scott, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week. It's 4:18. A music supervisor on American Idol and her husband were shot and killed inside their home in Southern California. Police say Robin Kay and Tom DeLuca were dead for 4 days before their bodies were found. CBS News correspondent Carter Evans.
The LAPD says officers first received a call about a suspected burglary at the house last Thursday while the couple was away. Officers responded, even did a flyover, but they said they found no evidence of forced entry or trouble and were unable to enter the property. Police now say surveillance video shows the suspect, 22-year-old Raymond Budarian, entered the home that day through an unlocked door after scaling the exterior fence. They say he was there approximately half an hour before the couple returned. That's when police say a violent struggle ensued, and Kay and DeLuca were shot multiple times.
Robin Kay worked on American Idol since 2009. A spokesperson for the show says they're devastated by her and her husband's death. Well, the 2025 ESPYs are tonight at 8. Saquon Barkley is up for a few awards, including Best Men's Athlete and Best Play. The Eagles are up for Best Team. A Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber won an award last night at the MLB All-Star Game as well. Now we have jammed traffic. This is on the Blue Route North, both ways near 95. We'll take a look at that with Stevie when we come back.
We know your morning is busy, but there's an easy way to get caught up on the news that matters to you with KYW News Radio on your smart speaker.
Good morning, I'm Ian Bush.
And I'm Carol McKenzie. This morning, we're following developing news out of Bucks County.
Yeah, it's a story that
Make your morning routine a little less hectic. Just ask your smart speaker to play KYW News Radio.
Hit the road this season to watch our world champion football team. Book your trip with Fans of Philly. Trips are now available for pre-order to Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and more. Travel in style with transportation, a pregame party, and game tickets to enjoy the Birds on the road this season with Fans of Philly, the official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network. Book now at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a PH of Philly.com.
The best moments in life weren't meant to sit in a box, gathering dust in the attic or stuck on outdated tapes. They're meant to be seen, heard, and shared again and again.
Oh, look how little you were.
That's why Legacy Box exists, to help you preserve and relive your family's history. Imagine being able to text a video of your grandparents to your kids, or share a childhood memory with your siblings in seconds.
Wow, I haven't seen this in years.
Legacy Box makes it that easy. Just fill your Legacy Box with all your analog media. Send it to our headquarters in Tennessee, where we digitize everything by hand. And in just a few weeks, we'll send back your originals, digitized, preserved, and stored in the cloud, so you can easily stream, download, and share your memories. Anytime, anywhere. Join the millions of families that have trusted Legacy Box. Go to legacybox.com/value for 50% off.
All right, we're coming to the end of the Atlantic City Expressway at this time. And we now just crossed into Gloucester County.
ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's 422.
Philly fans give high praise as one of their own soars in Hollywood as Superman. I'm Justin Udo.
You're more out there. We talk with Stevie and PJ Fitzpatrick from the Perfect Traffic Center.
There's still quite a bit of heavy traffic out there on the westbound Pennsylvania Turnpike because we've got a left lane blocked with a broken down truck. So the backup starts halfway between Willow Grove and Fort Washington and goes out to the approach of Mid-County. So it's very slow. Eastbound, you're jammed for a couple miles before you get to Mid-County as well. Northeast Extension, really not seeing too much going on. Now, not too far from the Turnpike, there was an accident that was out there on Street Road near Gravel Hill Road. And while you might be able to get through now, it is extra jammed up for anybody that decided to be on 2nd Street Pike and also on Gravel Hill Road, and anybody trying to go on County Line Road to avoid all that. You're going to see a lot of heavy traffic there. In New Jersey, 42, 55, and 295, not terrible. There are some slow spots. 295 southbound at 73. We've got 55 northbound before you get to 42. There's a crash on the side. Walt Whitman's heavy getting into New Jersey, and heavy traffic 676 southbound getting down to the Walt Whitman Bridge. So back over in PA, the earlier accident southbound on 95 that was down near the Converberry Bridge, it's gone. You've got heavy traffic on the Blue Route southbound in a couple spots before Upper Darby Broomall, and then before the Rural Immediate Bypass, basically down to 95. You're jammed up northbound near the exit for McDade to westbound Schuylkill. A lot of slowing from University to South Street. The Vine's got a lot of volume on it too. But we're not seeing any other accidents, and that's great news. Mass transit, no reported problems. Next update, less than 10 minutes. I'm Stevie Reese.
Thank you, and a look at the forecast from AccuWeather. So, a flood watch in effect until 3 a.m. for our area. Heat advisory tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Starting with flood, you could see some storms that could bring flooding downpours and localized damaging wind gusts with a low of 75. But tomorrow, very humid, a thunderstorm in spots, and storms can bring flash flood, hail, damaging winds, and even a tornado. High of 93, then those real feels, they feel like it's 100 degrees for this couple of times. So, 89 in Bentown, 107 in Lansdale, and Wildwood. Some Philadelphia businesses outside of movie theaters reaping the rewards of having a local guy play the role of Superman in the new movie that's soaring at the box office. Here's WW's Justin Udo.
Yeah, that guy's good. The kid's good, as they might say. That's Brian Johnson, a manager at Brave New World's Comics in Old City, admiring the work of Philadelphia native David Cornslet in the latest rendition of Superman.
It was great to see a very bright and vibrant, colorful Superman movie.
And during his publicity tour for the movie, Cornslet made it very clear in interviews, Philly has a special place in the man of Steel's heart.
I love a cheesesteak, and I love a Phillies and roll punch.
Cornslet's love for the city is not one way, says Johnson, who adds, Superman comics, old and new, have flown off their shelves since the movie's premiere.
There's definitely been an increase in interest, for sure. And they'll see the movie and be like, oh, I want to read that comic. Because like, who the heck is this Metamorpho guy? And I'm like, oh, cool. Welcome to the team, pal.
And Cornslet is not the only Philly connection in the new movie. Johnson says if you look close, there's an Easter egg the whole city can appreciate.
Nobody One makes an appearance in one of the skyline shots.
Something this Mountain reporter will be on the lookout for during his next viewing of the movie. I'm Justin Udo, KYW News Radio, 139 FM.
425, look at money news.
Amazon's carbon emissions rose for the first time in 3 years in 2024, driven by data center construction and fuel consumption by its delivery providers. The company emitted 68.25 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent last year, up 6% from the year before. That's according to Amazon's annual sustainability report, which also says its emissions from purchased electricity rose 1% last year, in part due to the higher electricity capacity usage required to support advanced technologies. Nearly half of U.S. adults carry credit card debt from month to month, and of those, nearly a quarter think they'll never fully pay it off. According to the latest survey for Bankrate, roughly two-thirds of credit card debtors have delayed or avoided other financial decisions, such as investing or buying a car because of the debt. Markets whipsawed today after President Trump denied an earlier report that he said he was planning to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. At the close, the Dow gained 231 points, the Nasdaq added 53, setting a new record high, and the S&P gained 20. With money news from Bloomberg on KYW, I'm at Woods.
It's 4:26. The civil service cuts slated to go into effect the day before school starts. I'm telling you how many schools this could potentially affect. Next.
All the audio that matters to you. Hear us on the Odyssey app.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's. We help. You save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.
This summer, try the new Strata Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, on top of a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strata Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
Having a tough time paying your bills? Learn how to reduce your credit card debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call the Debt Helpline now for free advice. 800-329-9912. 800-329-9912.
Extreme weather can put us on edge and disrupt our everyday routines. That's why PECO inspires calm before, during, and after a storm. PECO's proactive measures put you first on tree pruning that safeguards power lines and storm readiness tips that keep you prepared. PECO works around the clock to prevent outages from